Most people think Japanese whiskey is expensive because it tastes better, but that's not the real reason behind those insane prices today. Some bottles sell for thousands, while others completely vanish from shelves. And here's something almost nobody tells you about this industry. For decades, Japanese whiskey didn't even have a clear definition. Companies imported Scotch whiskey, bottled it locally, and sold it freely. Consumers believed they were buying authentic Japanese whiskey products. But in reality, many bottles were not truly Japanese at all. So how did this market become one of the most expensive worldwide? It all started with one man and one unexpected journey. In 1918, Masataka Taketsuru left Japan to study whiskey in Scotland. He studied chemistry, worked inside distilleries, and learned every detail. He carefully documented everything about distillation, aging, and blending techniques. Then he returned to Japan, bringing knowledge and experience with him. He also brought a Scottish wife, Rita, who supported his dream. Together, they helped lay the foundation of Japan's whiskey industry. But for many years, the industry remained small and relatively unnoticed. Production was limited, and global demand for whiskey was still low. Distilleries focused on domestic markets rather than international expansion. Then something changed that nobody in the industry fully expected. Japanese whiskey started winning major awards in global competitions. Critics praised its balance, precision, and unique flavor profiles. Suddenly, international demand for Japanese whiskey began to explode. People around the world wanted to try this new premium spirit. But there was one major problem nobody had prepared for. Whiskey takes years, sometimes decades, to properly develop and mature. A 12-year bottle was actually produced 12 years earlier. And back then, demand was nowhere near what it is today. Distilleries simply did not produce enough whiskey for the future. And they couldn't suddenly increase production overnight to meet demand. Because you cannot rush time when it comes to aging whiskey. That's when prices slowly began rising across global markets. But limited supply is only part of the full story here. For decades, there were almost no strict rules defining Japanese whiskey. Brands could import bulk whiskey, blend it, and label it Japanese. And many companies took advantage of that massive loophole. Consumers paid premium prices for something not fully authentic. That all changed in 2021 with new official industry regulations. These rules clearly defined what Japanese whiskey actually means. It must be distilled, aged, and bottled entirely within Japan. It must also age for at least 3 full years minimum. And the water used must come directly from Japanese sources. This single change instantly reduced the amount of real whiskey available. Overnight, authentic Japanese whiskey became much rarer and harder to find. At the same time, global hype continued growing faster than ever. Collectors entered the market, looking for rare and valuable bottles. Investors began treating whiskey like a financial asset, not a drink. People were no longer buying whiskey just to enjoy it casually. They were hunting rare bottles, storing them, and flipping for profit. A $200 bottle suddenly became worth $800. Then it climbed to $2,000, and sometimes even higher. Scarcity combined with speculation created a perfect storm for price explosions. Now, the most expensive bottles are rarely even opened by owners. They sit in collections as status symbols and investment pieces. But here's the truth most people don't want to admit. You don't need expensive bottles to enjoy Japanese whiskey properly. Most people in Japan actually drink whiskey in a simpler way. They make highballs using whiskey, ice, and sparkling water together. It's light, refreshing, and perfect for everyday casual drinking. So if you're just starting, begin with something simple and affordable. A $40 bottle can deliver a truly authentic experience. You don't need to chase rare bottles or inflated prices, because expensive doesn't always mean better when it comes to whiskey. In the end, the best whiskey is not the rarest one. It's the one you actually open, share, and genuinely enjoy.